Hermes, the epitome of opulent wealth and artisanal luxury, is now reportedly being dismantled by the very patrons who once revered it. Storefronts once exclusive to the elite have become chaotic as outraged customers allegedly storm boutiques, seeking answers, refunds, and, in some instances, retribution. Why? Because a shocking revelation from Chinese manufacturers has ripped the velvet curtain wide open, exposing what's lurking behind that impeccable branding: greed, deceit, and a worldwide scam that's left even the richest clients trembling with fury. According to viral exposés and stunning TikTok evidence, Hermes has allegedly been sourcing many of its premium products directly from Chinese factories while affixing a Made in France label on them.
Luxury bags carefully handcrafted in China. The viral TikToks from Chinese factory workers, the internet is now in a frenzy over claims that some of the most iconic designer bags are actually born in the East.
And inflating the price to exorbitant levels. That $38,000 Birkin bag your favorite influencer showcased, allegedly crafted for less than $2,500. The so-called hand-stitched artistry, reportedly outsourced to assembly line workers in Guangdong. Now, people are realizing they weren't investing in heritage, they were investing in a fabrication. This isn't merely a PR disaster, it's an identity crisis for the entire luxury fashion sector. If Hermes crumbles, every other high-end brand balancing on the same illusion risks toppling right behind it. And this scandal isn't quietly simmering behind closed doors, it's exploding in plain sight. Customers have allegedly been seen yelling at sales associates. TikToks are going viral, showing people entering Hermes stores with printouts of the Chinese manufacturer exposés, demanding that someone
almost finish the bags from China factories back to their own factories and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like
anyone clarify what they truly paid for. And the worst part? Hermes can't seem to halt the hemorrhage. Their silence is being perceived as guilt, their lawsuits as cover-ups, their brand teetering on becoming toxic. But if you think Hermes is the only one panicking right now, brace yourself, because this exposé may have just unlocked a trove of secrets across the entire luxury ecosystem. The most astonishing part? The source of this luxury industry implosion isn't some anonymous internet troll or disgruntled former employee, it's the actual Chinese manufacturers, the people who claim to have been producing these exclusive goods all along. And they're not whispering, they're proclaiming, loud, public, unapologetic. Several verified factory owners have come forward with evidence.
Put the finishing touches on a Kelly, the most difficult bag to build. It starts with 30 distinct cuts of leather and can take 20 hours to complete, 4 hours for just the handle. There are no manuals or cheat sheets. Artisans rely on their training and muscle memory to make every bag.
So Hermes has put out a response to China, and they have like a video in a factory sort of showing people trying to show that they're actually the ones who are making the bags in a factory somewhere in France.
Videos, photos, production orders, alleging that companies like Hermes have long depended on Chinese labor to mass-produce items that are later rebranded to appear European-made. In one video that surged across Chinese social media and has since reached US platforms, an anonymous worker holds up what seems to be an authentic Hermes bag, complete with stitching, stamping, and hardware, then zooms out to reveal the Chinese assembly line it originated from. No rolling hills of France, no Parisian atelier, just fluorescent lights and conveyor belts. One manufacturer, who reportedly managed production for multiple high-end houses, claimed that a single Birkin bag cost roughly $1,450 to produce.
And spent over $100,000 of my own money dissecting luxury bags, cutting them open, analyzing every stitch, every layer. Why? Because I had to know what made those bags so expensive.
Even factoring in high-quality materials and labor. Yet Hermes turns around and sells that same bag for $25,000, $30,000, even $38,000, depending on the season. And the kicker? According to these whistleblowers, brands then stamp these bags made in France purely for appearances.
Our artisans, they need to do 4 years of training to be able to manufacture a Kelly bag. This that you've just seen, the perlage, you need to be very skilled and very...
Allegedly exploiting legal loopholes where a product only needs a portion of the assembly done in France to bear that label. That means the handles might be stitched in Paris, but the bag was assembled in Shenzhen. And if these claims are accurate, we're not talking about rare exceptions. We're talking about the standard. It's not just bags either. Belts, wallets, scarves, even some shoes and watch straps have allegedly been manufactured in the same facilities. What's more, these manufacturers claim they were bound by stringent NDAs and brand-imposed secrecy, effectively silenced from revealing the truth until
Some of Hermes products are made in China. Towels are from Fuyue in Shandong. They also make products for Chanel and IKEA. Beddings are from Yuyue in Shandong. Men's shoes are from Shachi in Shandong. Tableware are from Gaochun in Jiangsu.
It was my first time shopping at Hermes, and let me tell you how it went.
We got a lot of requests, do Hermes next. And that's why we're here in the Highland Park Mall.
In Italy, made in China, or maybe made in Chile. Oh yeah, that should be a thing, by the way, because some brands get real creative when it comes to make.
So why are they speaking out? According to insiders, many of these manufacturers are fed up with being scapegoated. In recent years, luxury brands have started cutting ties and denying involvement, allegedly to preserve their pristine European image. That betrayal, paired with mounting financial pressure and increased Western scrutiny, allegedly pushed these factories to expose the brands they once shielded. And if what they're revealing to the world is even half true, then the entire foundation of luxury, the notion that you're paying for unparalleled craftsmanship, heritage, and exclusivity, has just been demolished. Hermes' response? Hermes didn't hesitate before lawyering up. Within days of the viral exposé gaining momentum, the brand launched a full-scale legal offensive, suing the Chinese manufacturers for defamation, intellectual property theft, and breach of contract. On paper, it appears Hermes is trying to safeguard its brand, but to many observers, it looks more like a high-end cover-up in progress. According to multiple sources close to the case, Hermes is adamantly denying any official connection to the manufacturers now speaking out. Their legal filings accuse the factories of forging documents, misusing trade secrets, and attempting to impersonate their operations. But here's the thing. If Hermes truly had nothing to hide, why are they allegedly threatening whistleblowers? With gag orders instead of addressing the accusations directly? And the timing couldn't be worse. The lawsuits dropped almost immediately after damning footage hit Chinese and Western social media platforms. Footage showing rows of Hermes products on conveyor belts inside undisclosed factories. The speed of the legal action didn't look like damage control. It looked like panic. Some insiders claim Hermes tried to quietly buy silence first, allegedly offering cash settlements to key individuals in exchange for retractions. When that failed, they brought in the big guns, international law firms with a reputation for making people vanish from the media spotlight. But the manufacturers didn't back down. In fact, the more Hermes pushed, the more evidence seemed to emerge. Documents, production schedules, even alleged emails linking middlemen back to brand representatives in Paris. Now Hermes is trapped in a legal quagmire. They either continue denying involvement and risk more leaks, or they admit partial outsourcing and shatter their entire brand mythology. And as luxury consumers watch this unfold in real time, the trust they once had in Hermes is beginning to crumble, brick by brick, bag by bag. But even Hermes' elite PR machine can't control what happens next, because the people they betrayed? They're furious. Consumer reactions? What started as murmurs on Reddit has erupted into full-scale outrage across the internet. Former customers, many of whom spent tens of thousands of dollars on Hermes bags, are allegedly flooding boutiques, demanding refunds, explanations, and, in some cases, justice. They thought they were purchasing legacy, prestige, handcrafted, artistry. What they may have actually bought? A $400 bag with a $36,000 lie woven into every seam. The betrayal cuts deep. For decades, Hermes has marketed itself as the pinnacle of artisan tradition. Bags were supposed to take days to craft, created by a single artisan, signed, personalized. What Chinese manufacturers are now alleging suggests the opposite: assembly line, production, outsourced materials, and bulk order strategies more typical of fast fashion than couture. The backlash is fierce. TikTok is overflowing with creators posting side-by-side comparisons of Hermes bags and similar-looking dupes, only to conclude the dupe might actually be closer to the real thing than the Hermes original. Fashion forums that once fixated on bag colors and stitching patterns are now analyzing supply chain contracts, and Reddit threads like Hermes, Truth or Scam are gaining thousands of comments per day. Luxury resale sites are even reporting a drop in demand for Hermes bags, as buyers hesitate to invest in what could now be seen as a glorified markup scheme. One reseller even posted, "My clients aren't paying $30K for something made in a Chinese warehouse with a French tag. That's not luxury. That's fraud with a silk ribbon." Influencers and fashion bloggers, once paid handsomely to promote Hermes, are going quiet. Some are allegedly deleting old videos or disabling comments. Others are flipping, publicly denouncing the brand and sharing their own theories about the company's alleged deception. One viral video simply showed a woman holding a Birkin with the caption, "I thought I was buying art. Turns out I bought Alibaba with an accent." The emotional response is clear. It's not just about the money, it's about the manipulation. Consumers aren't angry because something was expensive. They're angry because that expense was supposed to mean something, and now that meaning has been shattered. And if Hermes thinks this backlash will blow over, they might want to look around, because more brands are being dragged into the spotlight. The scandal isn't isolated to Hermes. Other luxury brands like Prada, Chanel, and Louis Vuitton are also facing scrutiny over similar practices. The revelations have sparked a broader conversation about transparency and authenticity in the luxury goods market. Consumers are demanding more accountability from brands that have long relied on their perceived exclusivity and craftsmanship. The exposure of these alleged practices has prompted a re-evaluation of the luxury goods market. Consumers are no longer willing to accept inflated prices without transparency and authenticity. The trust that once underpinned the luxury industry is being challenged, and brands must adapt to this new reality or risk losing their loyal customers.